Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Navin, and today I'll be taking you through the series Last Lap to XAT 2023. Today we'll be doing numbers and geometry, and the series is the Crasher series for XAT. So, welcome to today's session. We are going to look into the two important topics of XAT. There have been around 6 to 7 questions on an average every year when it comes to these two topics, geometry and numbers. Okay. So what is the weightage of this particular topic in XAT? So it comes under the topic quantitative aptitude. The sub area is numbers and geometry. And around 35 to 40% of the total questions of QA section will remain this. So this is good enough weightage, right? Because the cutoff, it's difficult to actually score decent marks in each section of XAT exam, right? So what has been the trend over the last 5 years? So if you look at the number of questions and everything, so from 2018 to 2022, in the last 5 years, the total number of questions had been 100. In QA, there had been, a little variance in when it comes to the number of questions in QA. So it has been consistently 21, then it changed to 22, and in the last year, it was 19 questions only. The total number of questions, though, when it comes to algebra and modern maths, has been around 6 to 7 questions. Okay, here it would mean numbers topic. 6 to 7 questions. Now, that is quite infamous in giving questions that are very different, as in the approach is going to be different, right? So let's solve some of the questions. Let's look at the shortcuts or the tricks involved. Let's see how to improvise when we come across a question which takes more time or we don't know what to proceed next. Please do remember that there are going to be very few questions in that you can solve using a shortcut that you may already know. They require a lot of concepts, okay? And that questions are also they're lengthy, right? So what are the topics under algebra? We have got classification, divisibility rules, then we have got numbers topic, factors. Algebra also, you have got factors, you have got HCF, LCM, you have got integral greatest power and number of zeros, which is nothing but the factorial thing, right? So cyclicity, digit at the units place, the digit at the last two places, right? And then you've got remainders concept, which comes under algebra as well as numbers. Then we have lines and angles that come under geometry, which is a part of modern maths. Then we have got polygons, you have got triangles, you have got circles, quadrilaterals, solids, coordinate geometry, and trigonometry. Now, I know that a lot of you are not very much comfortable with coordinate geometry and trigonometry, right? Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Numbers एक दो क्वेश्चन ही आते हैं ना, मैक्स ज्योमेट्री से ही आते हैं. चिराग नहीं. See, if there are going to be 2 or 3 questions from each of the sections, we really can't say that one topic is less important than the other. This is very much unlike CAT. In CAT, we generally say that modern maths is not that important. Geometry is also not that important because compared to arithmetic and algebra, there are few questions. But in XAT, it's nothing of that sort. Okay, so every section, every topic has got very good weightage. So you shouldn't leave out on any. Okay, so सबको बराबर रखने का. So let's start with practice questions. Okay, let's start with some questions. So this is your first question. 3 distinct prime numbers less than 10 are taken, and all the possible numbers are formed by arranging these prime numbers. Now the difference between the largest and the smallest number formed is between 300 and 400. Find the sum of these 3 prime numbers. A very typical XAT question. The formula will not work. You will have to you'll have to write down the numbers, see the cases, as per the question's condition, figure out which ones work, right? So what shall we do? Anyone? Keywords, prime numbers less than 10, distinct. Next keyword, the condition that will help you simplify or get to the, to filter out the numbers that you're going to get is that the difference between the largest and the smallest number is in the range of 300 to 400. And then you need to find the sum of those numbers. Okay. Now, three distinct prime numbers less than 10 are taken, right? So what are those prime numbers less than 10? We have 2, 3, 5, and 7. And all the possible numbers are formed by arranging these three prime numbers. Okay. So we can choose the prime numbers 2, 3, 5. We can choose the prime numbers 2, 5, 7, right? You can choose the prime numbers 3, 5, 7. You can choose the prime numbers. One more is left, right? Which is 2, 3, and 7. So these are the four possibilities that we can have. Now, if you talk about the smallest number that you're going to form in each of these and the largest number you're going to form in each of these, the smallest number is going to be 235. The largest number is going to be 532. The smallest number is 257. The largest number is 752. Just the reverse of it, right? The smallest number is 357. The largest is 753. The smallest is 237 and the largest is 732. Now it is given that the difference should be between 300 and 400. So if you take the difference of 235 and 532, this is going to be less than 300. If you take 257 and 752, so this is going to be between 300 and 400, right? Because 752 minus 252 is 500. Acha, nahi, this is going to be more than 400. It's definitely less than 500, but more than 400. If we take 357 and 753, so 753 minus 353 is 400, 400 minus something. Now this is a value that will give you the condition that it falls within the range. You don't have to check further once you get an answer, because there is no option which says none of these cannot be determined, right? So the sum of the three prime numbers is going to give us 15. No formula, nothing will help here, right? Okay, good. Everyone has got delta as the answer. Delta is the answer. Next one. Suresh made a 3x3 magic square below, in which the sum of the cells along every row, column, or diagonal is the same. If A, B, C are positive integers, find the sum of all the values of the given magic square. So you can see that there are three variables involved and a constant. ठीक है. Will there be any shortcut? Well, the only shortcut is the final number, as in the sum of all of these values, should be in the table of 3. And every option is in the table of 3. So unlike CAT, we really can't use any shortcut here, right? So how will we go ahead? Yeah, good evening, Adarsh. Looks like we'll have to solve it, brute force. But it will matter how you proceed. It will matter how you proceed. To quite an extent, it will matter. You are among 9800, says Bravo as the answer. Bravo as in 81. 81 means each row and column is 27. Hmm, doesn't look like. I'm pretty sure that B is in the table of 3. Most likely. Should we equate the sum of values row-wise or column-wise? That will decide how quickly we will be able to solve it. We need at least 3 equations, right? We have 3 variables. So row-wise should we equate, column-wise we should equate. Well, if I take column-wise, what I realize is, as in if I add these 3 values, these 3 terms and expressions, I'll get ABC all 3. In this also, if I add them, I'll get ABC all 3. Here I will get only A and B. So more variables means it's going to be a little lengthy. So adding the values column wise and equating will not be a smart move. Let's try row wise. So if I take row wise and if I add them, only 2 variables A and C exist. Here only A and B exist. And here again only A and B exist. So we will have 3 expressions equated with only 2 variables. So if I add the expressions from the first row, can I say this is going to be 4a plus a plus 5a, that is 10a, minus 2c plus c is minus c, and then minus 1. That will be same as 3b square plus b plus 3a. I have simply rearranged it a bit. That will be further equal to the sum of the expressions and the terms in the third row, which is going to be 3a plus 3a, which is 6a, 2b plus 2b plus b, that is 5b. Now, we have 3 variables, remember, a, b, and c. We have 3 variables, but we have only 2 equals signs here. So we won't be able to solve this. So we need one more. So for that, can we use either the diagonal or this column? Because it's going to be same, right? So should we start with a diagonal or the column? दोनों ही कर लेते हैं. If I take this particular column, this is going to be 8a plus b, that is plus 2b and minus 1. And suppose if I take no, I will not take this diagonal. Why? Because it will have 3 variables. So I will prefer this diagonal. Right. And this is going to be further equal to 8a plus 2b minus 1. Okay, it turns out it's the same. Okay, so either the diagonal or the third column would have made no difference. So I'm removing this. Still 8a. Okay, now let's try to solve this. For this, can we take this diagonal? ये diagonal try करके देखते हैं. This is going to be equal to 4a plus 3a plus 3a, which is going to be 10a minus 2c plus b. Okay. Let's start. Let's equate these two. If we equate these two, we will have 2a is equal to 3b minus 1. No, 3b plus 1. So 2a is equal to 3b plus 1. B should be odd, right? Because 2a is going to be even, b has to be odd. B can't be even. Okay, that's not going to help much. Okay. What if I equate the first and the last? 10a is common, right? So if I equate these two, 10a gets cancelled out. So I'll get c is equal to b plus 1. As in c is 1 more than b. Okay, so let's do one thing. Instead of a and c, let's write down the expressions in terms of, let's replace a and c with b. So let's put it in this. इधर रखते हैं, ठीक है? And let's put it over here. Let's equate these two. So we will have 3 times b square plus b plus 3 times a. Now a is nothing but 3b plus 1 whole divided by 2. That is equal to 6a. 6a is going to be nothing but 9b plus 3, and we will have another 5b. Okay, so we will have 6b square plus 2b plus 9b plus 3 is equal to 18b plus 6 plus 10b. So what I've done is I've taken care of that denominator too, right? So this is going to give me 6b square. We will have 2b and 9b, that is 11b. So 11b will give us minus 7b, and 3 and 6 will take care of it. I'll have 3 on the other side. From here, if I take out b common, I will have 6b minus 7 is equal to 3. Now, I'm not going to solve this quadratic, okay, not going to use the roots. Can I put a value of b such that, since b it's an integer, right? So I can't have a fraction or irrational value. So can I take b as 1? I will get 1 into minus 1 is equal to 3, which doesn't make sense. I shouldn't take 2 because if b is 2, it will not equate with the RHS. Next value of b that I'm going to take is 3. If I take b is equal to 3, this becomes, sorry, this is 17, not 7. If I take b is equal to 3, this one will become 3 into 6 into 3 minus 17, which is equal to 3, right? 18 minus 17, this is equal to 3. So if b is 3, c will become 4. And if b is 3, a will become 5. So we get the value of a as 5, b as 3, and c as 4. So 3, 4, 5 are the values of b, c, and a respectively. All we have to do now is put in these values. We can put it anywhere, right? I'll prefer the easiest one. This one is the easiest expression. So 6a plus 5b, which is 45. So if the sum of every row and every column is 45, right? So what is the sum of these three? 135 delta. Like I said, it should be in the table of 3, right? Yes, Harsh, it's given in the question, no? Sum of every row is equal to every column is equal to every diagonal. So there are 2 diagonals we can equate with any one of those. So again, a typical XAT question, right? No shortcut, nothing will help. Even the options are going to be so smart that you can't outsmart the XAT paper. So delta is our answer. Okay, geometry. In the figure given below, Ln and Lm are the 2 tangents of the circle with center O. If the measure of angle LMN is 44 degrees, then find the measure of angle NOM. It will be easy if you know how the numbers generally, which has 1 to 9 limits, then compare both these. I agree, Yashashvi, but there is not straightforward one way only to arrange consecutive numbers in the case of magic square. Also, we don't know that this magic square, the one that is given, they contain consecutive integers because it never said. Actually, a magic square works just fine if the values given are in AP. Consecutive numbers are already in AP. So actually you can take 9 terms in an AP and that will also solve. But right now we don't know no, which 3 values are in a particular AP. Maybe ABC are in AP or maybe BC are in AP. How do we know that? So even though you know, if you know how to decode a magic square, it will really not help. We can scale it with 3 and check. Why would we scale it with a 3 and check? Common difference can be anything, no? Not necessarily consecutive, right? And also, like I said, there is not one way to fill out a magic square. There is more than one way. So how do we know that which method is being used? So it's about time and efficiency, right? You need to compare between those two. But if you know how to decode a magic square and if you put it and voila, if it turns out that whatever you assumed worked out, it will work great. Okay, good, good. Zatitude, nice name. Did you make that username after you started preparation for that, or was it like bachpan ka pyar? No, Gaurav, I don't think so. I haven't looked into previous year that paper yet. This year I'm going to write that, so before that I need to do previous year papers. So I'm not sure that if these questions are from previous year papers only. Okay, let's see what are you guys answering. Square as in the magic square one. Acha, that one. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Charlie, 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 C, C, C. Okay, so looks like it's going to be Charlie. So we are going to join OM and ON because that's what they want us to figure out, right? They want us to know what this angle is. Now we know that the tangents are perpendicular, right, to the radius of a circle, of that circle on which it is made tangent. So this is 44 degrees. So this is going to be the remaining degrees out of 90. which is going to give us 46, right? 44 plus 46 is 90. Now, since this is an isosceles triangle, triangle OMN, this is also going to be 46. So the remaining angle will go here. 46 plus 46 is 92. So from the remaining 90, we have 2 extra. So we need to subtract 2. Or you can take this sum as 180 degrees. That will also do. So this is going to result in 88 degrees. Relatively simple, right? So chart is our answer. Okay, another question of geometry. Triangle ABC is an isosceles right angle triangle with angle B is equal to 90 and AB is equal to 5. AB and BC are tangents to a circle such that points A and C are lying on the circle. What is the approximate area of the region in the triangle ABC that is outside the circle? Options are pretty close, so approximation will not do much. We have to be careful. Alternate segment theorem. Yes, we can do that also. Because it was 44 degrees in one segment, it's going to be 44 degrees on the other side, on the circumference of the circle, and at the center it will be twice of that. Yes, sure. We can use it. True. Since AB and BC are tangents, we can draw it in a very smart way. So let's draw one circle. And then let's draw an isosceles right angle triangle such that they are tangents. Since they are going to be tangents, this is how the triangle is going to be formed. Where we have angle B as 90, we have A and C. The distances given are 5 and 5, as in these lengths are given as 5. Of course, an isosceles right angle triangle. We are asked to calculate the area of the region in triangle ABC that is outside the circle. So we're asked to calculate this particular area. Okay. So sometimes in geometry, the figures are incomplete. If you happen to complete it, it makes things very easy. And to what extent do we need to complete it? To that extent, as long as it becomes completely symmetrical. As in, if I extend it, and if I bring this circle inside a square, can I say this shaded region is nothing but 1/4 of the total area that is between the square and the circle? And the area between the square and the circle can be calculated by taking the difference of their areas. That's it. So we can say that this is 1/4 of area of the square. Now, this distance is 5, right? So the entire side of the square is going to be 10. So 10 square. minus area of the circle. Now area of the circle is going to be pi radius square. Now the radius of the circle is going to be mere 5. So this is what we need to calculate. So this is going to be 1/4 of 100 minus 3.14 into 25, right? Since we have to do approximation. So this is going to be 314 by 4, which is going to give us 157 and 78.5, which is going to be 1/4 of 21.5, which is going to give us 5.4 approximately. Because had this been 21.6, this would have given us exactly 5.4. Since this is 21.5 that we have calculated, right? So 5.4. So alpha becomes our answer. Okay, not a lot of you were able to do this. Weird. Where do you guys get stuck? Trying to find out the area of the segment or what? What angle it is going to subtend at the center? ऐसा कुछ निकालने लग गए थे क्या? Because that's another thought that crossed my mind, that I will have to calculate the area of the segment which is a part of the circle. उस पूरे right angle triangle में से if I subtract the area of that segment, I'll get the answer. But then I realized it's going to be very time consuming, right? Okay, 5.4. Next question. Again geometry and looks like a trapezium. So consider a trapezium ABCD with the parallel sides AB and CD measuring 12 and 8 respectively. The diagonals AC and BD intersect each other at O. From O, a line parallel to the parallel sides is drawn such that it intersects AD at E and BC at F. Find the length of the line segment EF in centimeter. So this is a question which has a shortcut. Shortcut means 5 seconds. Let's see if you guys can find it out. Good attitude. Change the region so that I can draw something. So B, 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 D, B. So between Bravo and Delta is what the confusion is, right? Well, the shortcut is whenever you are given such a question, right? Such that there is a line which is parallel and it passes through the meeting point of the diagonals of a trapezium, whether it's an isosceles trapezium or it's not non-isosceles trapezium, it doesn't really matter. The answer is always given as, this is nothing but the harmonic mean of 8 and 12. ये होता है answer. Okay, so this is going to be 8 into 12 by 8 plus 12 का double. Now this is 2 into 8 into 12 divided by 20. So 20 may say, I'll just take care of 2, right? Instead of taking care of 4. So that I will divide it by 10 later on. So this becomes 10 here, and when 2 goes away, so 8 into 12 is 96 by 10, which will give us 9.6. So ye shortcut. This is always true. Okay. The line EF should necessarily pass through the meeting point of the diagonals. Now, question arises, why is it so? So the solution is quite lengthy, as in we'll have to use similarity. We should understand that there are a lot of similar triangles here, and using that we can solve it. Okay. Another thing to also note here in questions like these is, can you tell me what is the ratio of these sides, the non-parallel sides where EF divides it? ये ratio पता है? What is the ratio of these segments? The ratio of these segments, irrespective of AF is there or not, it's about the point where the diagonals intersect. These are in the ratio of the parallel sides, always. Again, where did this come from? It has come from similarity. So they are in the ratio of 8:12, which is nothing but 2:3. So this length segment is 2x and this length segment is 3x. Similarly, this length segment is 2y, this length segment is 3y. They will always be in the ratio of the parallel sides. Okay. Now, does it matter that EF is the line that passes through the center? It will matter. Okay. Right, 8:12. Right, good. Now, the other response, the other approach I was saying was, for that I will take here example. Okay. Suppose hold on. So I'll form a question, okay, for you guys. Another question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this EF line a little far away, and I'm going to remove the diagonals. Okay. Okay, better. Suppose if you are given a question where this length is, let's say, A, this length is B, as in the parallel sides of the trapezium, they are of lengths A and B. And I believe you guys will understand that if the three lines are parallel, DC, EF, and AB, if they are parallel, then the ratio in which DE and EA are going to be divided, it will be the same ratio in which CF and FB will be divided. In other words, DE is to EA will be same as CF is to FB. This has come from basic proportionality theorem of triangles. Okay, if I extend AD and BC, they will meet at a point. We have parallel lines, BPT lagega. Okay. Now, in this particular question, if I tell you that this length is M and this length is N, or this is in the ratio in which they divide, so obviously the other side will be also in the same ratio. Yes, zaruri hai. EF should be parallel. Then what is the length of EF? The length of EF can be given as M into B plus N into A divided by M plus N. If you remember this formula, you really do not have to remember this as harmonic mean. It will automatically turn out to be harmonic mean. How? We know that the ratio in which this line EF divides the non-parallel side is 2:3. So EF length will turn out to be 2 into 12 plus 3 into 8 divided by 2 plus 3, which is going to give us 24 plus 24, 48 by 5, which is nothing but 9.6. So if you remember this generic approach, It doesn't really matter if it passes through the meeting point of the diagonals or if it's a certain random line anywhere. This is true for all the trapeziums in this world. Section formula. Yes, Satyanshu. Section formula coordinate ka we can use here. Okay, that's how weighted averages also work. Alligation works, right? The frequencies, the weightages interchange. Remember, uska difference ka wahi hai yaad. EF is supposed to be average, and it's going to be harmonic average here. Anyways, next question. Three circles with centers at A, B, and C touch each other externally with radii 1, 4, and 4 respectively. If angle ABC is 36, then find the area included in triangle ABC but not included in the circles. Good one. Looking at the options, we can eliminate to a certain extent some of the options. I'm not sure. It's a nice question. Can you guys tell me which one? There are actually two options which can't be the answer. Ek to for sure is not the answer. There is one more option which looks like it can't be the answer. Chances are very, very low that it is going to be the answer. If you draw the figure, you will have more idea, but without drawing the figure also, you know, two options out of these five, they don't make sense. Anyone? Which are those two? Bravo doesn't make sense, right? Because it's 9 minus 3 into 3.14. Negative area to possible. So B to gaya. Right, Harsh? That's exactly what we need to do. But how are we going to do it and how quickly we can do it? So one option B, that's not going to happen, which is the next one. That looks, that is like realistic. If you draw the figure a bit, you'll realize कि वो तो नहीं है फिर. E option, E, right? Because E is very, very, very small. If you draw the figure, you will realize that the area is not as low as expected. The area is somewhat like ठीक ठाक है. So Satvik, it's B and E, Bravo and Echo, these two options. Okay. So we have first of all two circles. They touch each other externally with the same radii 4. And then we have one more small circle with a radii of 1. All the three circles, they touch each other externally. The circle with center at A is of radii 1, while B and C wala center pe, they are of radii 4. Okay, so let's join AB, AC, and BC. The area that they're asking is to find out this particular area, right? The area included in the triangle ABC, but not included in the circle. So this region, the empty vacant region. The radii are 4, 4, 4, 4, 1 and 1. So how do we calculate the area of this triangle ABC? कैसे करें? You know the three sides, right? Should we use herons? Or do we have some other way? Herons का formula लगा है या कुछ और करें? Okay. So remember this. If ever you are about to use Heron's formula, please take a step back and realize that you are going the wrong way. There is going to be some other way. Because in the last more than 10 years of CAT and XAT, there has been only one question that I have come across so far in the last 10 years. XAT का भी last year का तो नहीं पता मेरे को. Wherein instead of Herons, there is no other way to calculate the area of the triangle. Otherwise, there always is. Okay. तो अगर Herons लगाने जा रहे हो तो रुक जाओ. What I can do over here is I can draw a perpendicular here. If I draw a perpendicular and if I look at this triangle, this is a right angle triangle with one side as 4, another side as 5. What do you think the third side is going to be? A triplet, right? So I know that the third side is going to be 3, which is nothing but the height of this isosceles triangle. It's isosceles, right? Two sides are 5 and 5. 4 plus 1, 4 plus 1. So this is going to be half into base into height. So this is 12. The moment I get 12, that the area of the entire triangle, I'm pretty sure that the answer is either A or D, alpha or delta. It can't be B, C or E. Because अभी 12 में से ही we need to subtract circular regions. Circular regions will always come with pi, right? So that 12 is not going anywhere. Now, if I want to find out the circular region, so this is 36 degrees, this is 36 degrees, right? And this particular angle is going to be 108 degrees. So can I say that this shaded region, this one, the one that I just shaded, can I say this sector of the circle is a part of the entire area of the circle? Now that angle is 36 degrees, which is 1/10 of the total angle subtended at the center of the circle. So area should also be 1/10. As in, can I say this area is 36 degrees out of 360 degrees into pi r square? That's how you calculate area of a sector, right? So can I say the other side also we will have the same area because same radii? And from here, can we say the area of this dotted sector, since this is 108 degrees, so can I say the same share of the entire area is what that sector of the small circle will also contain? तो मेरे को ये पूरा add करना है because that's the area at the vertices of the triangle. So 108 by 360 is 3 by 10. So this is 0.3 pi plus this is 1 by 10, 1 by 5, 16 by 5. 16 by 5 is 3.2 pi. So this is overall 3.5 pi. So if I subtract the areas, I'll get A as the answer. ठीक है? So Herons से दूर रहने का. लगे Herons लग रहा है तो try a triplet. Okay, or see if the sides are in a certain ratio so that it makes a 45 90 45 right angle triangle, or maybe 30 60 90, or maybe a simple triplet. Okay, chalo, A is the answer. Next question. How many two-digit numbers with non-zero unit digits are there such that the two-digit number obtained by interchanging the digits is more than 4 times the original number? It was obvious that the unit digit has to be non-zero, because if you reverse, it won't give you a two-digit number, like they have said. Anyways, that was obvious. Looks a 30-40 seconds solution. Two-digit numbers, three-digit number questions are generally very easy, right? I believe you have practiced so much at least. Even if I do hit and trial, I'll get the answer. Not very quick, but आ जाएगा. They're talking about a two-digit number, no, where zero is not allowed. So start with 11. 11 का उल्टा 11, not more than 4 times. 12, 21, तो double भी नहीं है. 13, 31. This is more than double, not more than 4 times. 14, 41, 3 times. 15, 51, a little more than 3 times. 16, 61. 16 ka 4 times is 64. I'm getting 61. It's not more than 4 times. 17, 71. This is definitely more than 4 times, because 17 into 4 is 68. It's 71 there, right? So more than 4 times. 17 पे आ गया तो 18, 19 पे भी आएगा. Because you are increasing the value by 1, but उधर में 10 से increase हो रहा है. So obviously it's way more than 4 times. So we get 17, 18, 19, three numbers. Okay, so we may have a fourth number. So 20 we can't take, 21 we can't take, 22 we can't take, 23 we can't take. I mean, if you take, you will not get the answer. 24, 25, 26. यहीं पर खत्म कर देते हैं. Why? Because the moment you have 24, 4 times of 24 is 96. If you take 25, 4 times of 25 is 100. So if you take any further number, 4 times of that has already crossed the range of two-digit numbers, right? 3-digit पहुंच गए, we are at 100 or more than that. So we need to stop beyond 25, actually beyond 24 itself. So we get only 3 numbers, which are 17, 18 and 19. Okay, can there be a proper solution to this? Right, suppose this is the original number. Okay, original. And suppose this is the reverse number. So reverse number is going to be 10b plus a, and it is given that 10b plus a is greater than 4 times of this. If we simplify, 40a minus a is 39a, 10b minus 4b is 6b. Now, you can't take a as 0 because it's a digit. So the values that a can take is 1. So if a takes 1, which is 39 on the left hand side, we need to have more than 39 on the right hand side. So if I take b as 6, it's still 36. 36 is not more than 39. So b could just, when the moment we take 7, I'll get 42 is greater than 39. Makes sense. I can take 8. I can take 9. I can't take 0 again. Now, the moment I take a as 2, this is going to be 78. Now, 6 into 10 is 60. So b has to be more than 9, which is not possible since b is a digit. So I will not get any further answers for sure. I get only 3 solutions. So anyways, delta is the answer, right? Delta. Next one. How much space will remain uncovered on a floor having dimensions 136 centimeter into 112 centimeter if tiles of dimensions 10 centimeter into 8 centimeter each are used to cover the same, and if the tiles without breaking can be placed either horizontally or vertically only? Oh, answer should be in square centimeter. This question is going to test your visualization because you really can't draw every brick, every tile. See, when you get questions that doesn't have a formula, it's good. The amount you are going to struggle, the same amount others are also going to struggle. It's all about how much of patience you have. Do you randomly pick numbers, or do you start patiently from a certain value? For example, in the previous question, instead of starting from 11 and then checking 12, 13 patiently, what if I start randomly chose 27, 45, 49? So now random say, what happens is you are not ever confident if you have seen a pattern, or if there is some logical thing happening if you had gone sequentially. So questions with no formula, no shortcut, person who is going to be patient and uh, is going to start from one corner of the possible values will always get the answer faster. Hit and trial may, as in, so how much space? 136 and 112, they are at a gap of 24, which means they both are in the table of 8. Nice. The lowest value is 24. Can't make circular arrangements. We'll have to go horizontally and vertically only. We can't make swastik-like shapes, okay, because it will not cover the entire area. And simple division and multiplication will also not do. Not sure, Jaydev. When we reach a certain value, we will have to improvise. We will have to.
One 136, 112. Okay. So let's do one thing. Since 136 is also in the table of 8 and 112 is also in the table of 8, we have two ways by which we can start, right? So we can start like this. This is 8 and this is 10. Putting bricks like this. As in vertically, not the bricks, the tiles. Forgive me if I use the word bricks instead of tiles. अभी दिमाग में bricks बैठ गया. Can't help it. It happens, no? So this is 10 and this is 8. So if we go 8, 8, 8, it will eventually cover that entire 136, isn't it? Reason being 136 is divisible by 8. How many times? It will be 17 times. So we will have 17 such bricks, 17 such tiles kept vertically. If I continue like this, to what extent will I be able to go if I continue like this? What is the last value that we can reach? So can we say the last tile that when we are going to put it, it will be in the table of 10 because it's increasing by 10. So the part where we were not able to fill it up, the floor, was 2. And this entire length is 136 anyways. So the total area that remains uncovered is going to be 2 into 136, which is way more than the options suggest. Now the problem is, since we are left with only 2 units, we really can't put brick over there. What if I remove the last layer of bricks so that I have a total of 12 units. I have laid down the bricks or the tiles up to here only, and we are left with 12 units of 12 units of untiled portion of the floor, right? Now in this, if I try to put the bricks horizontally, this is going to cover 8 units. We are still going to be left with 4. So can I say that instead of 12, if I remove one more layer of brick, I will have 22 units. If I remove one more layer of brick, I will have 32 units left. Now, when I have 32 units left, it is in the table of 8. I will be able to put such bricks horizontally 4 times. See, using only 2 units of part left, we really can't do anything about it. So I removed one layer of vertical bricks throughout. So I have a total of 10 plus 2, 12. In 12, I can only put horizontal bricks only one layer. Still 4 units is left. Can't put horizontal because the length is 10. Can't put vertical because the length is 10. Can't put horizontal because the width is 8. We are left with only 4. So we need to remove one more layer. When I remove one more layer of vertical bricks, can I say 10 more is included? This is going to give me 22. Now, if I take 22 length and if I put bricks horizontally stacked one above the other as 8, 8, 8, that is a total of 16, right? There is still 6 units left on the top. I can't put lengthwise or breadthwise the tile. So I have to keep on removing the layers from the top as long as it is in the table of 8, because now the bricks are going to be stacked horizontally. So it should be in the table of 8 so that it reaches the top. Is this part clear? What we are doing that? Why we are doing this? Right? Okay, I'll come back to the chat later on because there is a little bit of delay. So what I'm saying is, what if I leave the total height of the floor, which is not yet tiled, as 32? And this is going to be 80. Total is 112, no? So 112 we will have tiles vertically put so that multiples of 10 is 80, and the leftover 32 is now in the table of 8. Since this is now in the table of 8, I can actually put down 4 bricks like this, such that the width of every brick is 8 like this, which takes care of the height, and the length is going to be 10 here. If I continue like this, 10, 10, 10, can I say eventually I will be able to reach up to an overall of 130, because this is in the table of 10. 10 ka multiple है 130, right? Okay, when this happens now, can I say that this leftover portion is nothing but a rectangle whose one side is 6 and the 6 ही होगा ना? हाँ. One side is 6 and this length is 32. Now 6 and 32, we really can't do anything about it further. So the way we went vertically, can I say that we have to do the same thing, the horizontal component? We need to break down now 136 as in the table of 10 and table of 8, right? ठीक है. तो table of 10 and table of 8 में इसको वापस से break करना पड़ेगा. So can you tell me 136, how should I break it down so that it is in the table of 10 as plus a number in the table of 8? 136 को 10 and 8 के table में, so that I can fill it further. The way I filled it top, now I'm going to fill it in the same way so that there is some part left on the right hand side. How should I break that 136 into? एक नंबर जो 10 के टेबल में है प्लस another नंबर जो 8 के टेबल में. The way we broke 112 as a number in the table of 10 plus a number in the table of 8. Number in the table of 10 was 80 and number in the table of 8 was 32. Same way, 136 के लिए what shall we do? 120 and 16, right? Now, if it is 120 and 16, so can I say that there are going to be 12 such layers that we will be able to put? 12 such layers, this entire distance is going to be 120 now. Leftover is 16. This part is 32. Now, can I now put the bricks in this fashion? Again vertically. Why? Because this is 16 that can be placed as 8 by 8. So 8 by 8 का place कर देंगे and this length is going to be 10. And if this entire is 32, to what extent will we be able to place it? Can we say we will be able to place those two bricks of dimension vertically 10 by 8 by its side 2 times? No, 3 times, because I have to reach up to 30. Finally, I believe we are going to be left with a region. What will be its dimension? Its dimension is going to be 16, horizontal disk 16, and vertical component, how many units will we be left with? How many centimeters? Only 2, because up to 30 we will be able to cover it. So we get 32. So 32. Now question arises, the way I stack the bricks vertically like this, should I try it from 112 side also? Well, you can try it, but don't you think the same arrangement is going to happen? Instead of 112 as the beginning and then breaking down 136, you will end up breaking 136 as sum of numbers which is in the table of 10 and 8, and then you will reach 112, and then you will break 112 as sum of two numbers, where one number is in the table of 8 and another number is in the table of 10. So the order will change, the number of bricks may change, but ये वाला portion तो उतना ही रहेगा. Agreed? Anyone any doubt? ये question civil engineer को दो. I doubt even civil engineers will be that good. This is not what is taught to them. To them, it is taught that, अच्छा, eventually you are left with 32. तो वो 10 और 8 वाला 40 उसका break कर दो. Get rid of 1/5 and 4/5 tiles से बना दो. काम चलाओ ही होता है अपने यहाँ. So 32 is the answer, and somebody said that they think that the answer is 32. So 32 here. I completely agree. This is a lengthy question. The kind of question you should leave, you should skip. It's fine. It's fun to solve when the clock is not ticking, right? Next question. Coordinate geometry. Bhaskar, that's another thing. XAT exam. You guys must have looked at the admit card. 3.5 hours. CAT ka 2 hours was so difficult to sit. XAT ka 3.5 hours. Very difficult. Unless and until you are not used to sitting for that duration, I believe 2 out of 5 people will give up. Give up before even the exam ends. The good thing is, if you're solving the questions and if you're able to solve the questions, when the time pass, you don't know, right? जब नहीं solve होता है, तब तो एक मिनट, एक घंटा लगता है. हाँ Rohan, I know, but people who are targeting colleges where essay is important and all that, so they will have to sit, right? हाँ, so 165 minutes is almost 3 hours, no? Quarter to 3 hours. 3 घंटा भी कम नहीं है. Why 350 kilometers? Is it like मजे मजे कि मैं वो डाल दिया अपना वो डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग जो सोच के रखा था और XAT वालों ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया? हाँ सत्यांशु, Gautam and I am going to take XAT. Okay, that was the only closest one. Bhaskar, write mocks, do yoga, and while doing yoga, study so that you have better concentration for the entire duration of 3 hours. I mean, that's the only thing. Yoga is something that within a week, I mean, it's quite less time right now, but in a month's time, you can actually build your brain and your body to sit for 3-4 hours continuous without moving. Oh, Khatima to Dehradun. Yes, Rohan, it doesn't. Koi nahi. Go to Dehradun. It's very cold right now, so you will have ample time to roam around the market, do some shopping. Nearest center which was 110 kilometers. Wow. So looks like you guys are going to have, you're going to write the exam और उसके बाद तो fun है, right? A proper needed break without actually taking a break. So I believe the places you guys are being given, the centers, they are good places to actually visit. Okay. So no trigonometry required. Okay, please understand that if you are given, XAT gives trigo, right? IFT also sometimes does. So when XAT gives you trigo, then there is always an alternate solution to it, not using trigo. But for that, you should be good with 2 right angle triangles. One is a 30, 60, 90 right angle triangle, where the sides are in the ratio of 1:√3:2. And the another right angle triangle is the isosceles right angle triangle, where the sides are in the ratio of 1:1:√2. So if you know these 2 right angle triangles and if you are comfortable with it, you will never have to use trigo. Even trigo का direct question भी होगा ना, you will not use it. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So there is a person standing on the ground, notices that there are 3 floors in an apartment, which is at a distance of 6√3 centimeter from him. Okay, so we have an apartment and this guy is 6√3. centimeter. Itna close. How tall the apartment is. Okay. The angles of elevation to the first floor, second floor, and the third floor from the person is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. Find the ratio of the distance between the top and the third floor. Sorry, top of the third and second floors, as in you need to find out this value, and the height of the apartment. We need to find out the ratio of these two. Pretty simple, right? What I will do is I will first of all take the original triangle. Original one is this blue one, right? 60 degrees wala. So I'll take this. We know that this angle is 60 degrees and this length is 6 root 3. So opposite to 30, if you have 6 root 3, then this is going to be root 3 times of 6 root 3, which is going to give us 18. So this length is 18. Okay. Now, if I need to find out that upper portion, all I need is to find out this lower portion. And for that lower portion, I need only that 45 wala triangle. I don't need 30. Well, 30 triangle is uselessly given, right? So for that, I will choose the other triangle, which subtends 45 there. Okay. And this angle is 45 degrees. So this length is given as 6 root 3. Now using the other right angle triangle, if this is an isosceles right angle triangle, right? So if this is 6 root 3, this is going to be 6 root 3. So can we say that this is going to be 18 minus 6 root 3? Okay. So the best thing would have been if I had not written this as 18. You will realize very soon. Okay. If I leave it as root 3 times 6 root 3 and write this as root 3 times 6 root 3 minus 6 root 3, you will realize that 6 root 3 will cancel out. So what I need to do is I have to take the ratio of these two. If I take the ratio of these two, 6 root 3 vanishes. I'll be left with root 3 minus 1 upon root 3. Do we have this in the option? If it is, great. Agar nahi hai, so I will have to multiply by root 3 throughout. So I will get 3 minus root 3 upon 3. Bravo. Right? Most of you have got the answer correct. Most के सभी को answer सही है. So 3 root 3. ठीक है. Next one, question from numbers. Which of the following is not the possible number of odd factors for n is equal to this, where p1 to p4 are prime numbers? Okay. Smart. Question based on factors of a number and a very, very simple concept. How do you calculate number of odd factors? How do you calculate number of even factors? If you know, you would also know how to calculate number of odd factors of a number, right? Pretty simple. Gaurav, it is not given P1 to P4 which prime numbers they are. Which one is 2, which one is 3, which one is 5, which one is 7, 11, 13, 17. We have no idea. But the powers are given to us. So we need to find out whatever that number is, this entire number, power is 1 here. How many odd factors it can have. If you can figure that out, you can also figure out from the options which option cannot denote the number of odd factors that number has. For example, if I give you 2 cube into 3 to the power 4 into 5 square, and if I ask you what is the number of odd factors of this number, ये number जो भी होगा, this is actually 16200. What is the number of odd factors of 16,200? So how do you solve? You don't take 2. बाकी सबका you take the powers and multiply. No, this is how you calculate number of factors. So this is what you do. So 5 into 3, 15. 16,200 has a lot of factors. Out of those factors, only 15 factors are odd. Right? यही logic इधर use करने का. But here you knew where is 2 and what power of 2 you have. There you don't know which prime number is 2. So you have to think of all the cases and see which option doesn't make sense. So what could be the possibility? The first possibility could be that suppose P1 is 2. If P1 is 2, how many odd factors will this number have? 4 into 3 into 2? 24? Bilkul possible. Second possibility, if P2 is 2, then the number of factors this is going to have is going to be 5 into 3 into 2, 6 into 5, 30. If third prime number over here, P3 is 2, as in that is the even number, the only even prime number, right? 2. So the number of factors this is going to have is 5 into 4 into 2, which is going to give us 40. ये भी चलेगा. Fourth, if P4 is 2, then number of odd factors we will have is 5 into 4 into 3. So 5 into 4 into 3 is 60. This is also possible. Question is not the possible number, right? So मेरे को strike out करना चाहिए. Fifth option is, what if none of them is 2? The only even prime number. Then the number of factors, odd factors will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2, which is going to give us 120. तो ये भी हो सकता है. So can we say 36 is not possible? Because for 36, you need to have product of 3 and 3, or a number in the table of 9 or 2 numbers in the table of 3. किसी भी तरह से. There is only one 3 that you have, right? Every time, or there is no 3 at all. So you can't have a number in the table of 9 which 36 is made up of. So 36 becomes our answer. Is it clear now? Okay. Next one. A question which is kind of going to use Trigo. It depends whether you take slopes as a part of coordinate geometry or trigonometry. पर Trigo का फॉर्मूला तो लगेगा इसमें. How can you find even factors through this method? Khadija, I will prefer that you calculate total number of factors and subtract number of odd factors. We do have a straight away formula to calculate number of even factors also. But if you have already know how to calculate odd number of factors, so total में से if you subtract odd number of factors, the leftover will be even number of factors. And also do remember that if a number is an odd number, all its factors are always odd. But if a number is an even number, there is going to be at least one odd factor for that number. Okay, since it's a right angled isosceles triangle, and this slope equation is the hypotenuse equation is given as 3x minus y is equal to 7. So can I say that the equation of these two lines, whatever that will be, the product of their slopes, m1 and m2, if they represent slopes, so can we say product of their slopes should be equal to -1? Whenever two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slopes is -1. ये rule होता है. This is a law. So if I go by the options, product is -1, product is -1, product is not -1, it's actually 1, product is -1, product. So Charlie can't be our answer. Now, how do we figure out what M2 is? Okay, so what you do is you write y on one side and everything else on the other side. So I can write this as 3x minus 7. Minus 7 is not our concern. This is, let's say, M3, third slope. So whatever is the coefficient of x is called the slope. Okay, denoted by m. Here we have 3, so I'm using this subscript as 1, 2, and 3, m1, m2, m3. Now, since this is an isosceles right angle triangle, so can I say this is 45 degrees? Now, when the angle between two lines is 45 degree, so tan 45 degrees should be equal to the difference of these slopes minus 1 plus m2, m3. This is given as tan A plus B is given as tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B, or tan A minus B is given as tan A minus tan B divided by 1 plus tan A tan B. Now, out of these, we know that M3 is 3 and tan 45 is nothing but 1. If I cross multiply, I'll get 1 plus 3 M2 is equal to M2 minus 3. From here, I'll get 2 M2 is equal to minus 4, or I will get M2 is equal to minus 2. Now the thing is, minus 2 is not in the options. So maybe the difference is not 45, but the sum is 45. Dono ho sakta. Okay, because if they are from in the same direction of x-axis, positive x-axis, then if they both are making acute angle, then we are supposed to take the sum. If one of them is making an acute, another is obtuse, so we'll have to take the difference. So I don't know what tan theta is 3, right? We very much know that it's more than 45, पर वो कितना ज़्यादा हो रहा है? So the other, since this is not in the option, we'll have to take M2 plus M1 wala scenario. Now this is very strictly Trigo wala. The moment I change this, I will have the change that is going to be here will be M2 plus 3. So I will have minus 2 and 4. 4 M2 is equal to minus 2. Or we will have M2 is equal to minus 2 by 4, which will give us minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 is here, alpha. And once you get M2 as minus 1 by 2, you know what M1 will be, right? Udhar se? Haan, Rohan, that's what I was saying, but we don't know here, no? Because this slope, think about this slope. Is it like exactly equal intercept on x and y axis? No, they are not. So this is going to be a figure like this. We don't know what kind of isosceles right angle triangle we are dealing with. So इधर में tan theta वगैरह बहुत मुश्किल कर देगा. Suppose this is the equation of this line, right? And maybe a y-axis is not even here. Maybe y-axis is somewhere else. वो कहीं और गोते लगा रहा. So, direct tan theta will not work. Here, if you were talking about this m1 plus minus m2 upon 1 minus plus m1 m2, so this is going to work. So a typical question where nothing else will work, right? So first option, I believe this is the last question. The angle of elevation of the top of a lighthouse from 3 points P, Q and R in a straight line through the foot of the tower are beta, 2 beta and 3 beta respectively. If PQ is equal to X, then the height of the tower is. So, how will you guys like to solve this? Suppose this is the tower and PQR. I'll take a smaller tower. And the angles are given as beta, 2 beta, 3 beta. And the distance between P and Q is given as X. We need to find the height of the tower in terms of X. Shall we use Trigo? No. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to assume a value for beta. Okay. I have to think of a value of beta whose sine, cos, tan, the basic trigonometric ratios I'm comfortable with. So if I take beta is equal to 30 degrees, I'll have 30, 60 and 90. Makes sense. If I take 45, I'll have 45, 90 and 135. That will also make sense because the other angle will go beyond that, right? 30 degree makes more sense, right? So beta ko 30 मान लेते हैं. So 30, 60 and 90. So we are supposed to have a lighthouse, and there are 3 points from where the angle of elevation, if somebody looks at the top, the angles are 30, 60 and 90. So erasing this figure, and suppose this is the lighthouse. One point is going to be P from where there is 30, another point is going to be Q where there is 60, and another point is going to be R where there is 90, as in R becomes the foot of the lighthouse. Okay. And this is 30 degrees, this is 60 degrees, this length is X. Okay. So let's call this as height as H. Okay. So opposite to 60 in the first triangle, the closest to the lighthouse, if that is H, then opposite to 30, how much are we going to expect? Ye 30 hoga na? So can we say this is going to be H upon root 3 using the ratio of 30, 60, 90 right angle triangle? Okay. And if I look at now the largest triangle, which is 30 degrees, 90 degrees, and 60 will be above, right? So if this is going to be 60 degree, looking at that particular triangle, can I say that opposite to 60, whatever you have, opposite to 30, you are going to have that upon root 3? In other words, opposite to 60, which is X plus H upon root 3, can I say this is nothing but root 3H? Think about it. 60 के अपोजिट जो भी होता है 30 के अपोजिट जो होता है उसको √3 टाइम्स होता है. So if opposite to 30 we have h, then opposite to 60 we are supposed to have √3h. That √3h is given as x plus h upon √3. That's exactly what I've written. From here, can I write this as x is equal to √3h minus h upon √3, which becomes 2 upon √3h, or from here h becomes √3 by 2x. So this is the answer I'm getting as the height of the lighthouse. Now, this is exactly the answer I should be expecting from the options if I put beta as 30. So if I put beta as 30, what is tan 30? Tan 30 is 1 upon √3. So this will result in x by √3, which it is not. If I take sine 30 is how much? √3 by 2. So this becomes x √3 by 2. This makes sense. This becomes 60 degrees, right? 2 beta. Sorry. Sine 30 to 1 by 2 hota hai. 1 by 2. So this becomes x into 1 by 2. B doesn't make sense. Sine 60 is √3 by 2. So x into √3 by 2 makes sense. Sine 3 theta, 90. This is going to be x. Doesn't make sense. Cot beta, as in cot 30. Now, tan 30 is 1 by √3. So cot 30 will be √3. So this will result in √3x. Ye bhi nahi hai. So only one option makes sense, which is Charlie. So assume the value of beta, put it in the figure, see how it looks like. Found the height of the lighthouse in terms of x, whatever they asked us. Now, put in the same value in the options and then compare with the answer that I received and the answers the options are generating. A typical way how we solve questions in CAT also, right? Geometry based questions. So x sine 2 beta, Charlie is our answer. A little difficult, right? Out of the blue. Chalo. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining. Before you guys leave, make sure that you press the like button. And these are the upcoming sessions, the next 4 sessions. On 30th, writing essays in XAT is going to happen by Savitra ma'am. Then 31st of December, last day of this year, critical reasoning will be taken by Mr. Vikrant sir. 2nd of December, 1st December, thankfully it's a holiday. So 2nd December, general knowledge, last 6 months in one shot. This session will be taken by Mr. Abhimanyu. 3rd of December, decoding algebra and modern maths. This will be taken by Mr. Gaurav Gupta. So please, you guys, make sure that you are available every day at 7 p.m. except on 1st of Jan. 8 January, make sure that you are there for XAT 2023 first detailed analysis and the first impression. Okay. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and do join our channel, Telegram channel, BYJU'S MBA Doubts. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Good luck for your exam. I'll see you on the day of the analysis. Take care. Be patient. Have fun writing the exam. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.